NBC did a number on Kristen Welker. She had an interview set up with former RNC chair, liar, of course, Ronna McDaniel. And the interesting thing about it, though, is subsequently, NBC went ahead and hired the former RNC chair, Ronna McDaniel, the person who was on the phone with Donald Trump coercing people with these false elector schemes, etc. She was hired as a news contributor to NBC. So it was a real mess. And in fact, after the interview, Chuck Todd came on and really admonished NBC for what they did. But I got a snippet of the interview that alone should be grounds for them to rescind on the contract. If given an interview with another NBC correspondent, and it's supposed to be a serious interview, and you are going to, instead of talking news and talking facts, you're going to spin party line and lies, that creates a problem. I want to listen to this snippet, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Do you disagree with Trump saying he's going to free those who've been charged?
I do not think people who committed violent acts on January 6th should be freed.
So you disagree with that? He's been saying that for months. Ronna, why not speak out earlier? Why just speak out about that now?
When you're the RNC chair, you kind of take one for the whole team, right? Now I get to be a little bit more myself, right? This is what I believe. I don't think violence should be in our political discourse, Republican or Democrat. And I disagree with that. I agree with him on a whole host of other things. Let's close the border. Let's make sure we have good incomes for people. Let's make sure we do a lot of great things. But on that point, I don't think we should be freeing people who violently attacked Capitol Hill police officers and attacked the Capitol.
Ronna, that is such a fundamental point. People would argue such a fundamental point to our democracy. You say you still support him. I assume you're still going to vote for him based on that. What do you say to those who hear your answers to that question and feel like it's hypocritical to then vote for him?
I think we have to make a choice, right? And everybody's looking at their candidates and they may say, I don't love everything about this. I disagree with this. I don't like how they say this. But for me, when I look at my state of Michigan and I look at the cost of food, the cost of rent, the cost of insurance, that I feel less safe. So crime is on the rise, that we're seeing fentanyl come across our border, that we're seeing an open border. I don't think there's any choice but to vote for the Republican. Even though you may have disagreements, it's him or Biden, and that's the choice.
Just to be clear, though, studies show that crime actually is going down in major cities, and the fentanyl that is getting into the country is coming across legal ports of entry. But let me turn to this next question. Mitch McConnell said that Donald Trump was practically and morally responsible for the attack on the Capitol. Do you agree with him?
You know, I don't think he wanted that attack to happen on the Capitol, but I will say that attack is a dark day in our history. There's nothing to be proud of about that day. There's nothing that we can look back and say this was good. It's changed our whole country. And so I condemn what happened on January 6th.
Now, yeah, she lies about the border. She lies about crime. She lies about the current economic system as implemented by Joe Biden, how good the economy is, relatively speaking, to other capitalist economies, etc. She lies about it, right? And good for Kristen Welker. Kristen Welker corrects her in real time. And more journalists have to do that. Now, her litany of lies were so great that many of them went unchallenged by Kristen Welker. I mean, they've learned their lessons well from Donald Trump. Just keep a litany of lie in sequence, like on a conveyor belt. Lie after lie after lie after lie. Folks are not going to catch all of them, or will they have the time to refute all of them? Or even if they refute all of them, there are so many lies, it seems like, well, it's just a mush of fact-chasing lies. So to have one of those, or I should say yet another one of those on NBC's news, is a disservice to NBC proper. NBC would do well to get rid of Ronna McDaniel. Because if on her first interview that she gives to NBC in recent times starts out with party line lies, that isn't good for the credibility of any program that she appears on. Because we actually know that instead of being a contributor, what she will be is someone that themselves on a panel has to be fact-checked. Ronna McDaniel must depart NBC News.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.